So we're here live, guys. Thanks for joining us. Of course, the city of Eagle Pass elections are upon us, and we have these elections coming to us starting tomorrow with the early voting. Uh, you guys that live within the city limits are going to have an opportunity to voice, you know, your concerns, make a difference in your community, city of Eagle Pass, where you guys will be able to vote for who is the next mayor, who would be your city councilman in place two, and who will be your councilwoman in place four. So it's very important, and it's great to see a lot of you guys joining in this podcast for us. We did want to have something for you guys to make sure you guys are aware of some of these candidates that we have out here, and luckily we were able to reach out to a couple of the candidates, and we will have a few tuning in with us a little bit later to discuss um, their situations coming into this election, what they expect. We have a few questions for them, and we will see, these candidates, see what they're about, see how they're thinking. I always say that no matter what interview these candidates have done before, it does not compare to the interviews or the style of interview that we like to have here with the Maverick Times. So we appreciate everybody joining in tonight. We're waiting for a little bit of more. Uh, we're waiting for a little bit more people to join in. But for those of you that are not aware, we do have the Maverick County, the City of Eagle Pass elections coming up, and it's important to see what is out there, who is out there, who is trying to get our vote in these elections, and what a candidate is about. It's important that we keep um, whoever is wanting to run for election, whoever is wanting to have these elected positions that deal with not only making decisions for the city, in this case, the city council, but they are making the decisions with your taxpayer money. So, that property tax that you're having to pay every year to different entities. You pay the city a property tax, you pay the county a property tax, the hospital district a property tax. Those property taxes that you pay, I mean, some people might think it's a little bit of money. It's not much. I know a lot of us others, if you can relate, those property taxes are expensive, especially if you have a larger property. And those property taxes are exactly what is being used by these elected officials to get some of their projects accomplished. Whether it would be improving streets, getting any type of project done that they're kind of pushing for, street improvements, drainage improvements. Maybe somebody wants to deal with parks more, improve the park infrastructure in our community. So that they're having to do that with your tax dollars. And that's why it's important. And I always say this is that it's very difficult, very disheartening when you have a taxpayer, you have a voter out there that says that they don't really care to vote, that they don't, it doesn't matter to them. The things always come out the same. The people are the same. The decisions are the same. They don't really care too much about getting out and vote. And you know, I I feel them. I feel them. I feel why they feel that way. The big thing there is that things are happening and things will not get done, and they're using your money to get these projects done. So I don't understand how anybody that is somewhat business savvy, or at least takes is worried about taking care of their money, I don't see how anybody out there, especially you guys, um, can just let that go by without, wanting to have some kind of input, some kind of direction, some kind of say so in how your money is being spent. And that's why it's important to go out and vote, to support, to know who these candidates are. So when you do go out and vote, you're voting for somebody that not only uh, resonates with your beliefs, your values, but that can also deliver on what they're promising. It's very easy for candidates to want to promise a whole, the world and everything. Like, hey, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you all that, but you guys need to be able to hold those candidates accountable. Now, there is sometimes where you go out and vote, you may not have the right vote. In 2 or 3 years, you find out, hey, this person is not working out. This person is not who I thought they were, but they want to run again. Again, it's important to get out there and vote because you need to make the difference in the vote and express your concern through your vote, and make sure that you're voting your values, what you believe needs to be done. I know that many of y'all might think that the city of Eagle Pass is rather um, a small view. It's not that big. It's no big deal. But let me tell you, it does make a big deal, especially when they are dealing in your tax dollars. Um, I cannot stress enough that about when you guys want to complain about how this gets changed, that gets changed, yet you guys don't make the effort to get out there and vote. It's difficult to support your, belief when you're not being involved in the process. So it's very important, first and foremost, before anything, before supporting any candidate, you need to get out there and make sure that you're voting and making a difference in the community. Your voice, however you feel or however you think, does need to get spoken. And there's no better way than taking the time. Takes about 5-10 minutes to get out there to. It's going to be at the Cruz Munoz this year, not the multipurpose, the Cruz Munoz, the new gymnasium facility they have there off of Roosevelt Street. You could also get it off of El Indio Highway, but it's important to get out and vote. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't get out and vote, how can you even complain later on about this person, that person, and the other when you yourself are not being a part of the solution in getting out there and making sure you're putting your part and voting how you should. So, guys, we're going to get into some of these candidates and how they are presenting some of these candidates. We should have a couple of candidates hopping on soon. When we see them in here, we'll go in and introduce them and bring them on. We have two confirmed candidates. We're hoping we get a follow through and they do show up. But right now, we'll go ahead and introduce some of these candidates that we have here. So we do have probably one of the most highly contested mayor race, guys. If you guys can, I think you guys can confirm this with me. Um, and if you guys haven't already, thank you for joining on. But if you can like this video, this podcast, share this to your friends real quick before we get into it. I appreciate that. Again, that helps us get distribution on this video, helps bring your friends on so we can interact and make sure that everybody's voice is heard and opinion is heard, because it's important heading into the election tomorrow, which early voting starts tomorrow from 8 to 5. That's April 22nd, 2025, from 8 to 5 in the morning. Guys, it's there, early voting. If you live within city limits, stop by the Cruz Munoz gym where they'll be having the elections there for the first time. Moving forward, you have, like I say, several candidates on. Um, these candidates, we have a mayor race. This mayor race, I have not seen such a highly contested mayor race. If you go back 4 years, you had Rolando Salinas going against Luis Fuentes. Although that was a, it was a mayor race that, it was a heads up type of thing where the two of them were going at it. You had, of course, everybody remembers Mayor Rolando Salinas bringing out the bag and bringing out the receipts on Luis Fuentes, and actually exposing one of our local news medias here to, being less than not having very much integrity, as we say, as we can say. You guys remember that we did post about it not too long ago, just to remind the people. But that contest was that race was a very highly contested race between, again, Salinas and incumbent Luis Fuentes. A lot of the people were kind of surprised at how that race. A lot of the people were surprised on how that race went. But I don't know. A lot of people that I've talked about, of course, this is my assessment of it. It's not necessarily of how it went or a historical context, but if you were to go on and check how everything kind of played out, if you remember, Rolando Salinas, and the incumbent always has the advantage over the challenger, which in this case was Rolando Salinas. But Rolando Salinas was able to take out several pieces of information that tied El Latino with Luis Cifuentes with David Salcedo, who was the judge at the time. So, if all of y'all remember correctly, because I know a lot of us tend to forget historical fact, and we forget, um, as time goes by, we don't keep up with everything that has gone on in the public sector, because the political election type things, it's something where we need to remember some of these elected officials and how they conducted themselves when they were in power, right? And when they were at that seat, because we are the ones electing them to the seat. Now, no one asked them to run. They ran, and they have to sign themselves. They have to go to the oath. So they are wanting to come to the table and be under the scrutiny, under the, news media, residents, what have you. And that's all fine and great, right? So when you have these candidates, they are there for us to criticize, they're there for us to support, and they're there for us not to support. And a lot of these candidates, they tend to get a little bit off that path without remembering, who it was that elected them. So, getting back to what we're talking about with with this recent race, right? We had Orlando Salinas running against then Mayor Luis Fuentes. Rolando Salinas ended up coming up, victorious in that race, but it was a very, very big race to where everything came out. Let's see, guys. It seems we have one of the candidates joining us on here right now. We have Miss Jessica. Can you hear us good? Let's test the headphones here first, guys. right, looks like we had a little technical difficulty. Okay, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm sorry about that.
Perfect, perfect. No, no, no problem. Um, so, well, let's go ahead and introduce you. We got Jessica Ray Ramon. She's a candidate for Eagle Pass City Council Place 4 in the upcoming municipal election scheduled for May the 3rd. Of course, we have early voting coming up tomorrow, April 22nd. You are a proud U.S. Army veteran and a longtime educator. She has demonstrated a deep commitment to public service throughout her career. Currently serving with the Eagle Pass Independent School District, Ramon was honored as the Teacher of the Month at Armando Serna Elementary School in February 2022, a recognition that highlights her dedication to the students and leadership in the classroom. Her campaign is centered around values of transparency, accountability, and a community driven governance. Ramon believes that the voices of Eagle Pass residents should play a larger role in shaping our city policy, and she advocates for expanding opportunities for public involvement in city decisions. She has pledged to bring a practical service orientation approach to council affairs, focusing on the needs of families, neighborhoods, and small businesses. Drawing from her military and educational backgrounds, Ramon's vision from Eagle Pass includes smarter budgeting, better infrastructure, planning, and policies that strengthen the bond between the city and its residents. Her campaign emphasizes accessibility and responsiveness, aiming to restore the trust and communication between City Hall and the people it serves. More information about her platform and outreach can be found on her official Facebook page, Jessica Rey Ramon, for Eagle Pass City Council Place 4. Again, early voting starts tomorrow, Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025, and runs through April 29th at the Cruz Munoz Gym, located at 2086 Roosevelt Street here in Eagle Pass, Texas. So, Jessica, thank you for joining us. I know we had a little bit of a late go at it, and we thank you for the late notice and still wanting to join on. We know you had a little bit of things to get to before, but thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for the invite and for doing this.
No, absolutely. I know we wanted to discuss things with you a little bit earlier. Things happen. Everybody gets a little bit busy, but we're glad that we're able to visit with you right before these things get started. So we have a few questions. You know,
Okay.
we know that you're an Army veteran, an educator. How do you think those experiences have shaped your approach to leadership and public service?
Well, I mean, for those fellow vets, that have served, they understand that we go through a very strenuous type of training to where we know what pretty much our sacrifice, the amount of sacrifice that comes with that title. And with that being said, I feel that I never was able to like switch off from that mentality. So anything that I do and put my mind into, whether it's being a mother, whether it's being a volunteer, whether it's my teaching position, whether it's communication or children's learning, I just like to go above and beyond. I like to, meet my goals. I don't take no for an answer. If there's a barrier that I come across, I find a solution. I don't find it always easy. I'm not saying, that, but I don't let that stop me, from being successful at the end. And at the end of the day, my success is everyone else's success. What do I mean by that? I am teaching our future. So if I give up on them, if I give up on my job, if I give up on the situation, then what am I instilling in these young minds, and our future? And the same thing goes for my children. So with that being said, I feel that I wish I could say like, oh, I'm gonna bring this and this and this to city council. It's going to be a learning process for me. But I can say that I'm going to bring those values that, you don't learn from a manual. It's just something that it's what I've lived by. It's how I do. It's my ethic, whether it's work ethic or just my own personal character. And I just feel that I'm just that type of person. I'm dependable. And I feel that that's something that I can, give credit to the Army for teaching me those values. And of course, let's not forget my parents, right? Because they instilled that very young in me because I am the oldest out of five. So I took on that responsibility very early on. And if there's any of your viewers seen right now and they're the oldest of their family, they know exactly what I'm talking about. We played the role, we helped our parents out. And basically, it's just that leadership role from the get-go, from very early on, and then trickling on to my army training, and then, well, now, being a mother and an adult in this world. It's just something that just comes with it, and I'm glad I wasn't able to switch off from that.
No, absolutely. And I think I speak for everybody in our community when I say thank you for your service. Of course, that we know it's a commitment to want to serve, and not all of us are ready to serve, or want to step out and do that. And I didn't serve in any armed forces. I have family members that did, and I always thank them when I see them. And we want to extend a thank you to you for your service as well. Um,
Thank you.
so, what inspired you to run for city council? What do you believe that sets you apart from these other candidates that are going against you? And I believe you actually have the stacked race where you have three people, as long as with the mayor race, right? With Alberto Rodriguez, an attorney, local attorney, and Hansen Uitesi. I think he works in the hospital district, if I'm not mistaken, or in the hospital sector, medical sector. But what do you think? What inspired you, and what sets you apart from the candidates that you're running against?
Well, I would have to say my inspiration has always been, within me, I guess you could say. Just kind of woke up a little bit in the city-wide aspect because it just comes to me naturally to want to serve, to help, whether it comes with tutoring, families, just anything like just voicing things to the community without actually having a political position. I think a lot of people can vouch for that. Like I would say, hey, have you heard of this program? Should I come across a family or even just an individual that happens to mention something? I would say, like, oh, well, there's the hospital district. I know there's the indigent program. I know you don't have insurance. Have you tried this? It's just something that I've always enjoyed and I've been passionate about. Just even just lending out an ear and just being somebody that they can like vent with and things like that. Now, going back to so basically just serving, right? But going back to what sets me apart, I don't want to do any injustice to any of my opponents because I don't personally know them, but I can tell you that I feel that I'm very hands-on. I feel that I have made the effort to be out there and knock. We all have jobs, I understand that. But I'm also a mother, and that itself is a full-time job. But I wanted to make it a mission of mine to, you know, show my face, to knock on doors, to listen to the community and what they were asking for and their questions and decisions. And I just feel that what I have to offer is my time, my dedication, and I will put 100% into this. Like for example, fire department, police department, I myself know what it is to personally sacrifice my mental, my health, state of mind. I know what it is to be underpaid, overworked. I know what it is to sacrifice family time, for our community. In this case, my country. So of course, I can completely understand where they're coming from. I've worked since I was 16 from fast foods, from retail. I worked JC Penney, I worked Burger King, I worked Peter Piper. I've always worked. I worked Parks and Rec when I was young. I guess you could say I've started from the bottom, and I've always wanted to just learn more and add to my resume, I guess you can say, my personal resume. So I feel that I've been exposed to so many different jobs and so many different titles. And I've been a director at the tribe. I've worked as a classroom teacher. I've worked as a co-coordinator for UIL. Like, I just had so many job titles that I feel that I can relate to our community. Like in a, if I lost you there. Sorry, I had a call come in. I just rejected it.
Uh,
Sorry.
you're good. You're good.
But I just feel like I can reach you know, um, I can understand a broader community. Like I can I've been there, done that pretty much.
And I know your campaign has emphasized importance on transparency, community involvement. What
Mhm.
specific actions would you take as a city government to make it more accessible for the residents?
Well, I feel that we should be an open book. I feel that it's not to say or take away to any of our council people, current council or mayors or anything of that nature. Like, I just feel like if it's being done, great, let's continue it. If it's not, then let's go ahead and offer the information. Be open, to the community and, lay it out there for them. Like, let's not have that surprise effect. And I can speak personally, again, maybe because I myself, failed to get information, whatever the case may be, or maybe it's not as accessible as I thought. But I would just make sure that we have that communication open, for our community, and so that they're aware of what's in the works, what is happening, or why something isn't in the works. Because I know that we hear a lot of, we want targets, right? I mean, I'm one of them. We want Hobby Lobbies, right? But hey, okay, we're hearing you. We're not ignoring you. But this is why it has not been able to work out. Or it is in the works. Give us another extra year. Like, I just feel like if we are fed, and I include myself, the information that we want to seek, and I know I'm using, just a retail store, but there's more important issues, obviously. But if we are just at least aware of what's going on in the background, even if it's not the answers we want to hear. I think that's all, our community would like, some transparency and that sort. So I would like to, offer that open door policy, share that information, whether it's like, oof, but we that's not the answer we wanted to hear, or you're still not telling us. But hey, just letting you know you're not being forgotten, and we didn't ignore it, and we didn't put it in the back burner. We're working on it. Give us some more time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, right? Because everybody kind of always is waiting for something. We want explanations, and sometimes you can get a little bit. Some people can get a little bit tired of not having the answers as to what's going on, right? And I think what you're trying to say is that having that direct line and open communication with the residents, maybe not necessarily just come visit me and I'll tell you what's going on, but a proactive approach of letting
Mhm.
the people know what is going on would be something to look forward to. Yeah, because I mean, I could totally see. I used to work with the city, so I know how it is when people are wanting to know what's going on, and then you have to let the people know what's going on, at least to put them at ease. Um, you know,
Exactly.
yeah. As someone with a strong education background as yourself, how do you see the city council supporting local youth and educational initiatives?
So I do see, like, I know that we have, an amazing sports complex, that Parks and Rec is extremely active. I just feel that, um I say, I've said it in several interviews. I feel like we could always do more, and I think there's always room for growth. Not that we're doing anything wrong, but I think we should be able to bring more things to the youth. I feel that And now and I'm guilty because I do have teenagers, and I do have a 4-year-old, and it's just not, there's just not enough. I feel that we think of something and we go with the idea, but I hope I don't step on anyone's toes, but I just feel like we might not have planned it out accordingly, like in the sense of like maybe we should have advertised it a little bit more. Maybe we should have thought out or done a lot more outreach, or even more so, not taking the initiative ourselves, but maybe have like a little 3, 4 question survey and get input from the community. Hey, what is it that you want? So that we don't like waste anyone's money, time, and then for it not to be a complete success. Don't get me wrong, our community is very good about responding, but I think we could like just expand that just a little bit more. So to answer your question, I just feel like, again, that line of communication is very, very important. And yes, you and I are very familiar with technology. And here we are, via Zoom, you in the comfort of your home, me as well. But not everyone has that, that facilitation, I guess you can call it. And so maybe we can also remember those that don't have access to social media, and we can have spread out the word even more and have those community events and reach out to the youth, even more so, because not everyone's fortunate to have a phone nowadays.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what do you think the role is the city should play in creating opportunities for young people to become more involved in their local government? Is that something that they should be taking on, or is that something that the youth should be approaching on their own or seeking on their own?
Well, I don't want to like I'm sorry if I don't get it correctly, but I do understand, from my understanding, there's some sort of like it's like a little like I guess like you could call it like a replica, but a child version replica of the council and the mayor.
The the
Is that,
mayor's the mayor's youth council, correct?
there we go, the mayor's youth council. I wasn't too sure. Again, I'm also, that's what you see is what you'll get. I am not gonna pretend I know it all. I love to learn. I love to be corrected if I need to be corrected. I have no problems with that. So yes, I was following the City of Eagle Pass page, and I was seeing that every month, for the past 3, 4 months, at least I've seen, I think it's maybe 3 months, and I just think that that's very neat, and I just feel that, I hope that if there's only 5 positions that they can partake in, I just hope that maybe we can have like a rotation, for the children, so that those that do want to get involved and want to get educated in the system, and all that, can have the opportunity. I don't know if they're playing, I don't know the information, but I don't know if it's like us, city council, that gets, elected and it'll be for a whole year. But I feel that if we can expand it and rotate the children and have them, take a shot at it for 1 month, and then next time, have somebody else, and then maybe have them be, play the citizens of Eagle Pass, so that they can hear as well. I think that was, whoever came up with that idea, like, kudos to them. That was awesome. And I think it is very important, because then once, if they become and they make it a routine, then when they become adults, not a lot of us take advantage of those city council meetings, and the chairs are not always filled, unfortunately, and I feel that if it's something that is comes second nature to them, then they are going to grow up to be educated in how the city works. And who knows, only time can tell of how strong, our future will be, and how strong they'll make Eagle Pass in the future.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great idea. I actually got a chance to sit in one because my daughter, she was a late addition, but she got invited on there. So we got to sit in on one, and I think it's great because they allow them to make decisions, but small decisions,
Mm-hmm.
not too big of an impact, but it does make a little bit of an impact, which allows them to feel some kind of sense of accomplishment. I know my daughter was excited that she just got her shirt. She's involved in a lot of sports, so sometimes she doesn't get to attend all the meetings, but she's always kind of like, hey, I want to be there. I want to do this because she has these ideas. And her after her
Ah,
first meeting, she came back home and she was writing everything down in her notebook, what she wanted to do. Right. So I agree with you on that. And as far as whoever came up with that was a good move for our youth. That way they kind
absolutely.
of get their feet wet and hey, you like you said, you never know when some of these kids might end up being one of these great politicians that sends Eagle Pass into where we would all like to see it, right?
They're
Um,
our future, and we need to, feed them with good, instill good things in them. And that's, I mean, who better? I don't think, I, if anything, there's nothing that'll be lost other than all we have to do is get a gain from this for our future. And I honestly, I thought that was such a neat idea.
no, yeah, absolutely. So, what do you think, or what do you believe are the most urgent issues facing Eagle Pass right now, and how do you plan to address them if elected?
Wow. Okay, so this one's it's not that it's hard for me to respond. It's the dressing part that I need to really, I would love to. There's two things. Okay. So from what I've been hearing lately from campaigning, knocking on doors, and just, overall news media coverage is this water issue. So it's like, why are we, I mean, at least myself, and again, I'm not ashamed to admit it because it's just, why was I not aware of this as a citizen of Eagle Pass? And why has, I mean, obviously now I am, but why did it get to this point for me to be informed? And I don't know who else hasn't gotten informed. And so I I'm so sorry. So I feel like that's something that is one thing that I would definitely like want to walk in day one and be asked like and ask like, how did we get to this point? Obviously we know we don't, we're a very dry city, but even then, so are we not monitoring, or are we monitoring? However, what is it that we can implement to not be put in this position, right? And that's why I say that I wish I could tell you how I would address it, because I haven't been given that opportunity. I have yet to sit in city council and be given that information. But you best believe that I'm ready to learn and collaborate with those that can make this happen and not make this, and fix the situation that we have. And then secondly, which it used to be my first thing, but now with the water issue, I feel like they go hand in hand, is our budget. Like, I need to understand, our budget and the departments and how they're bringing in, revenue for us, so that we can work on how we can increase, if it's a possibility, a revenue from each of the departments to contribute into our budget, so that therefore we can start slowly, adjusting accordingly, and hopefully alleviate some of these taxes for our city, and for our city, meaning us, right, the taxpayers. So that's one thing that I really want to, I mean, let's just say there's no runoff. Let's just say May 3rd, everybody, all the positions are filled, or we know that on May 3rd who's gonna fill them. Then that leaves us June, July, August, 3 months to kind of, full months to work on this city budget. That's very, very important. And so I just feel that that and the water situation would be something that I would most definitely prioritize once I'm in there.
That was going to be my next question. So you got infrastructure, small business growth, and public safety. They're ongoing concerns here in our community, along with the water. What would be your priorities? You kind of got into that question too.
Sorry. I don't know why I always tend to do that. Like every time I'm at MB, they're like, "Oh, well, that's where we were going." But I
Yeah,
don't know. It just I promise that I didn't know about that. But so going back, you said infrastructure, small business.
and public
I
safety.
and public safety. It's because honestly, I would be lying to you if I felt that one had more of a need than others. Like I just feel like our small businesses are struggling. We need to alleviate, the hits that they've taken. We need to find ways to help them out with that because we don't want any more small businesses closing. We don't want any more small business, small business owners second guessing, all their sacrifice and everything that they've invested for their families and for the betterment of their families, and to think like, is this me giving up on my dreams? Like that's the last thing we want, and why give our business to someone else when we have small businesses that need our help here? So that in itself, to me, that's why I say I can't compare infrastructure. We always have to keep making our city better. Like it's a no-brainer. The fact that our streets, our lighting, like everything, the sewerage issue and some of these new subdivisions, as I was knocking, I was like, I felt dumb at one point. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, that is so true. I've been walking like 3 blocks and I have yet to see a sewer. Like, what happened? And they're like, no, like I have to sweep. I sweep to my neighbor. We have this agreement, and then my neighbor sweeps it to the other end, and they just came and they started, but we didn't follow through. And so I feel like even though I haven't been part of city council, I feel like I failed them. Like, how did I not know this? Of course we can't know everything, right? But I'm just like, okay, well, that's up there as well. For years these families have been, they invested in their dream home, and then now their dream home is no longer a dream. Now it's a day-to-day nightmare where, that's not okay. We shouldn't be okay with that. So that in itself takes priority. And then our public safety. I mean, come on, those guys literally, deserve, and I don't mean guys like boys, but like, I'm sorry, I have a habit of doing that, but like those officers, those firefighters, like we need to take care of them. We need to take care of them. Like I don't think, unless you've been in the position such as military or a position of that sort, you have no idea the mental and physical damage that our bodies take, and just to stay afloat and be able to fulfill a very physical job, very mentally draining job. And then on top of that, like just having in the back of our heads, like how we're failing to our families, whether it's we missed a birthday party, it's another holiday. I'm so sorry, I make it up. I can't go this time, and then that paycheck that's going in and it's not enough. And we've done more than enough to deserve a bigger pay. So I just feel like I can't. I'm sorry. I wish I had an answer, but I feel like priority wise, they're all right there. They're aligned side by side.
Fair enough. I agree with
Sorry.
you. Yeah, Eagle Pass has a lot of priorities. So,
Yes.
what does a better Eagle Pass look like to you?
A better Eagle Pass to me would look where growth is continuing, and I don't mean by expansion necessarily. I mean like growth in our values, growth in our knowledge, just adapting, to change, keeping up with new changes, keeping up with, the fact that our community, our world is changing. So I feel that if we can keep up with that, that would be the good ego pass. I don't want to be 10 years behind, whether it's wages, whether it's patrol cars that are like outdated, equipment, that is outdated, trainings that you have not gotten a new training in so long. I feel that if we can keep up with the knowledge and with the rest of our surrounding cities as we deserve it, then that's the future of Eco Pass that I would like to see.
Awesome. And if elected, how would you measure success as part of the council?
I don't think it would be measured in the sense of, oh, we got these many, these many projects going, or I think it would be in our community, like the the feedback we're getting from our community. I feel that if I'm walking up to the grocery store and I see a police officer, or I see, smiling faces, of course I know it's not all unicorns and rainbows. I get that. I understand that completely. But if I don't know how to say it. I just feel that we can tell when our community's hurting. We can tell because there's so much tension. This just seems like everybody's like not just feeling it. But then when everybody's just coming together, and departments are working together, and we're seeing less, less people without jobs, people with more money in their bank accounts, more food on people, at people's doors. For example, knocking again, knocking, and that's what I say that I can bring to the table, that, again, in comparison to the other candidates, that I knocked on some doors and I found out elderly that didn't have food, and I'm like, I know that we have a food pantry that is always giving, like they're always having. So I got in connection with them. I gave them the phone number, and I got the sweetest text message from this lady, and saying like, thank you so much, because she said, like, my husband and I just really stay in bed because we are hungry. And it just broke my heart, and the fact that I can say, like, these programs are thriving, like, oh my gosh, the lines, and the communities just, you just feel that atmosphere, like that connection, that ambience. I think that would just show that as council, we're bringing to the table and we're trying to do our best. If we see a change in the atmosphere in our community, I feel that that in itself will show and measure, at least to me, success.
Yeah. All right. Well said. Well said. Well, what message do you want voters to remember when they head to the polls tomorrow?
Well, I really want them to remember that I am a U.S. Army veteran. Yes, I'm an educator, but most importantly, I've been here in Eagle Pass. I've lived in Eagle Pass my entire life, with the exception of those few times that I was gone for the military, and to finish off my bachelor's, in Texas A&M in San Antonio. But other than that, I have, my roots are here. My family is here. I hope my kids come back here. So I can honestly, I don't have businesses. I don't have any personal, gain out of this. As everybody knows, or they're finding out, there's no pay to our positions. Like, we are truly, truly wanting to serve our community. So tomorrow, when voting starts, please vote for that person that has shown you, and has wanted to show you, or has, in one way or another, gotten out there and communicated with you, and knocked on your doors, and told you, I will be your voice. And I can speak for myself. I've done such. And tomorrow when you go vote, I just hope that everybody remembers, I'm your average Joe. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I work, I work your average job, and I will not allow anyone to forget our voice. So if I'm given the opportunity, I will represent, and I will make sure to advocate and fight for you guys, including myself and my families and all my loved ones. And hopefully, you guys get out there and you vote for that person that you genuinely know will have the best interest at heart.
Awesome. Well, Jessica, we want to thank you again. We know it was kind of last minute for joining us, and you've been a great sport sitting through these questions. Not many
Thank
people
you.
responded. We had a few, and we appreciate you responding last minute. Um, well, thank you. We wish you a lot of luck tomorrow. Early voting starts tomorrow, 8 to 5, at the Cruz Munoz Gym. We hope
Yes.
we hope everything goes the way you want it, and we hope to hear back from you, hopefully with an update before the election day starts.
Yes, no, and thank you again for having me. And if you don't mind, I just want to remind everybody that at First City Council Place 4, I'm the first on the ballot. So just go ahead and shade that little oval right next to my name, and I will really appreciate it, and you won't regret it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and we wish you luck.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, guys. So that was Jessica Ray Ramon, again, a U.S. Army veteran and educator. Ramon currently works with the Eagle Pass Independent School District. Her campaign emphasized transparency, community engagement, and responsible governance, aiming to enhance the quality of life for all residents in the city of Eagle Pass. So, what do you guys think? You were able to listen to what Ms. Ramon has to bring. We reached out to the other candidates via Facebook post. We did not have any communication line to them personally. The same with Ms. Ramon. And, she responded to our Facebook post and she was interested in coming on and wanting to reach the people that we have on here that uh, follow our podcast, and they were willing to share with us a little bit. We're seeing if we can get another candidate on here. Again, we'll just go ahead and go by some of the rest of the candidates so you guys are familiar. Again, early voting starts tomorrow and it will be the whole week, Monday through Wednesday. It'll be from 8 to 5 at the Cruz Munoz gym. It used to always be at the multipurpose, but this time it'll be at the Cruz Munoz gym. We have some comments. Yolanda Maldonado says, "Wise man." We have our friend, the Baconator, dropping by saying, "Hola, give us some more." We're actually waiting to see if we have the next candidate. We had two for you guys that confirmed to us. We were going to interview the candidate for mayor, Aron Valdez. I know he was having a contradicting live at 9 o'clock, and that's when we started out, right? So we're seeing if he jumps on. But let's go ahead and do a little rundown. Of course, you guys just finished speaking with Jessica Ray Ramon. She's running for City Council Place 4. The other candidates in City Council Place 4 is Alberto Rodriguez. He is a local attorney here in Eagle Pass. We have Hansen Uy Tessi. He works, if I'm not mistaken, in the medical field here locally in Eagle Pass. For City Council Place 2, we have two candidates in that race. So you have Elias Diaz, who is the incumbent. He's focused on downtown revitalization, economic development, and healthcare access. He advocates for projects like a planned Riverwalk and has seeked to enhance opportunities for Eagle Pass and its neighboring cities. You also have his candidate, Jorge Sierra. He's challenging for a place 2 seat. Jorge Sierra is a local businessman that has shown a lot of support behind him. Um, Republicans are trolling. Prayers for a good city race. Good interview, Jessica. Yeah, I thought so the same too. I didn't know what to expect, but if I am being honest, I do think that she handled the line of questioning rather well. Um, I know that typically coming on to a podcast with us, um, it's not the easiest questions. You can get on an interview with a lot of other news medias and you'll get tossed softballs all day. And, that's great. Softball questions are great, makes you look good. But we've always have said that come to us, and if you can handle our fastballs, our 100-mile-per-hour fastballs right down the middle, I think that you'll be able to serve. As long as you can handle with a straightforward response and be cognitively inclined with good responses to be able to address the situations that are being brought up. I mean, that is one of the best characteristics that elected officials should have. And I think that, unfortunately, we didn't have the other candidates here to compare. But I will say that Miss Ramon did a very good job in her interview. And she didn't miss a beat. There wasn't too much stuttering, there wasn't any walking back or anything. She delivered her answers and was on point on a lot of the answers that she responded to. And not only that, and she did point it out that she is a resident from here, has lived here her entire life. And, I've always said that there's nobody better than to know who or what the problems are here locally than somebody that is here, grown locally, and knows the historical context of not just our community, the city, the county, and our history. Not just uh, historical or demographically, but also politically, because that does come into play whether we like it or not. Um, and moving on to the mayor candidates, you have Aaron Valdez. He's a lifelong Eagle Pass resident. Mr. Valdez is a businessman and the chairman of the Maverick County Hospital District Board. His campaign emphasizes public safety, infrastructure improvements, and job creation. Valdez has received endorsements from current Mayor Salinas and six former mayors of Eagle Pass, highlighting his leadership experience, commitment, and commitment to the community. I know we were attempting to get him on as our second guest on here in our election prediction show, but I know he did have a live himself that was contradicting. So we'll see if we'll be able to catch up with him a little bit later. Monica J. Cruz, we reached out to her. She did promise us an interview later on, but wasn't able to make it at this time. She currently serves as a city councilwoman. Cruz brings experience in local governing to her mayor bid. She's running for mayor now, not running to get reelected as a councilwoman, but running for city mayor. Her campaign focuses on continuing the progress in city development and addressing the current community concerns. Um, the mayor race, as many of you guys know, is not just a 1v1. We do have another candidate, a third candidate by the name of Jesus Casas. He is a certified public accountant. We did reach out to him as well. We did not get a response at the time of starting this podcast, but he is a certified public accountant. Casas emphasized fiscal responsibility and transparent governance. His platform includes efficient city budgeting and financial accountability. Mr. Casas also did serve briefly as the Maverick County tax assessor collector under the administration of Maverick County Judge David Salcello. So while we're waiting to see if we can get Mr. Valdez on here after all or not, um, we would like to take a minute to give a message to some of our sponsors and advertising. Um, if you're looking for an expert pet care in Eagle Pass, Viva Canine Dog Training, Grooming, and Boarding Center has you covered. From professional obedience training to full service grooming and safe, loving, and boarding, Viva Canine Training Dog Training, Grooming, and Boarding Center is your one stop shop for all your things canine. Whether your pup needs to learn manners, get a fresh new look, or stay while you're away, Viva Canine delivers trusted care with the results you'll love. Located here in Eagle Pass at 1388 Williams Street, you can call or text them to 830-335-2111 to book your service today. Again, that's Viva Canine Dog Training, Grooming, and Boarding Center. Another advertisement from our sponsors. You can take home a new iPad and save $250 today. It's that easy. The Apple iPad A16 is now available at a deal you do not want to miss. Uh, the T-Mobile store located at 432 South Bibb Avenue in Eagle Pass, Texas. It's right across from the mall. Here's how it works. You buy the iPad on a monthly plan. You activate a new unlimited tablet line, 15 gigabyte hotspot. You get 250 back through 24 monthly bill credits, and you just pay the sales taxes up front. Again, this is for well qualified customers, whether it's for work, school, or for just streaming on the go. This iPad does it all. You can call 830-213-8332 or stop by the T-Mobile right across the mall at 432 South Bibb Avenue. You can also ask for David. He'll be able to help you out and get your new iPad ready to go for you guys. So, diving back in after those advertisements, we're waiting to see if we are going to be able to get this candidate out, or we can talk to him some other time. For those of you that are still listening to our podcast, what do you guys think about how it went for Miss Ramon as far as her interview? If you guys want to post in the comments, let us know what y'all thought. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We're here trying to reach out to see if we can get a hold of the mayor candidate, Mr. Aaron Valdez. Again, I know that he was having a live himself. We're trying to reach out to see if we can get a little bit of his time just right before you guys head off to the polls tomorrow with early voting. Thank y'all for being patient with us and holding on. We're trying to get you these interviews from these candidates that you will be seeing on the ballot in the city council election tomorrow. Early voting starts tomorrow, April 22nd through the 29th. You have the whole week, Saturday as well. And then May 3rd will be election day. It's a little bit of a short time that we're used to for these types of elections, but we'll be having them. All right, so all right, well, good thing is that we'll be able to get Mr. Valdez on tonight, guys. Give us a second here so we can send him the link. That way you guys can be able to see everything and speak with him directly. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so sorry about that. We were just sending the link, so it turns out that we're just gonna wait for Mr. Valdez to arrive at his house. Again, he had a live going on, but he's gonna go ahead and take the time to meet with us. So we appreciate um, him taking time out of his campaign to speak with us, just as we appreciate Miss Ramon for taking her time. And we have a couple of questions that we have prepared. We'd like to ask the mayor candidate. Um, so if you guys are out there, have some time, please like this post, share it. That way, can people take a look at some of the answers and responses that candidates give to the questioning. All right, guys, we're just waiting until Mr. Valdez is available. He is has told us he'll be on shortly, so we appreciate him taking the time. Um, Again, I do want to repeat that it's very important for you guys to understand what is happening in not just city government, but all government, local government. It's important to understand that these people that we elect to these positions, they are making decisions not with monopoly money or money that just the city generates or the county or the hospital district. They are using your tax dollars, and it's important to know and recognize that it's your tax dollars that are being invested in some of these projects that some of these city councilmen, city councilwomen are trying to accomplish out here in our community. And everybody has a different way of thinking, and everybody has a different project that they think that can change or improve the quality of life for residents here in Eagle Pass. But it's important to know that regardless of what project is being pushed or who is pushing the project, it is your funds that is going to be used in any project, whether it's grant funding, whether it's funds that are coming down from a state, federal level. Grant funding typically has a match that is has to be placed from a local source. So more times than not, that's your tax dollars being leveraged to increase our funding down here locally. And it's not a bad thing. What I'm saying is that we need to be responsible as residents, as taxpayers living in the city, living in the county, living in whatever district that you're having to pay taxes for. It is your responsibility to know and see and get out there and vote. Most importantly, because if you're not voting, um, you're not making the difference that is needed. You're not making that decision. You're letting someone else make the decision for you. And it's very real and relevant when people say that uh, every vote counts, because you need to go out and make sure you're making your vote count and placing the vote, your vote there that needs to be placed. Um, it's real difficult to support anybody that wants to be upset about a decision that some, politician, some local, let's put it at the city council level. Excuse me, let's put it at the city council level, and you may not like a decision. The first thing I go back to is that, well, who did you vote for in the election? Did you vote for this person that you don't like that is doing this? Did you vote for the other person? Did you vote at all? Now, if you're not voting in these elections, you're not being part of the solution. Let's see. Yes, I just interviewed earlier in this podcast. We interviewed Jessica Ray Ramon. She's running for City Council Place 4. She did a pretty good job in her interview. That was a little bit earlier. I think you can rewind it and check that out. Right now, we're just waiting for Mr. Valdez to be available. He did have a live himself, so we understand he's traveling right now, and he's gonna go ahead and let us know when he's available so we can interview him. We got some questions here for him. Uh, we did try to reach out to other candidates, um, and the ones that we couldn't reach out to personally, we did put a post out there. One of the ones that we put a post out there and she reached out to us was the one we just interviewed right now, Jessica Ray Ramon. She saw our post and she wanted to participate in the interview, so we appreciate that. We did reach out to Mr. Valdez. He let us know that he had a conflicting interview and another live that he was doing on his account, and which is great. We wish all the candidates would do something like that, but we are just waiting for him to uh, be stationary in a place where we can go ahead. He can log in and he can take some questions from us. So yes, we've had hoping on 2 interviews. We've already had one. We're keeping this live open. We're keeping this live open until we can get a final, either this final interview with the mayor candidate, Aaron Valdez, or at least a question or at least an answer where, if he's not going to be able to make it, we can go ahead and close out on that. But earlier today, we did speak about the different candidates that are involved. And again, we'll repeat that early voting does start tomorrow. It's going to be from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. They're also going to have voting on Saturday. And then it's going to be only 1 week of early voting. And then come next week, May 3rd, we're going to have the actual election day. So it's going to be a pretty quick turnaround. When you usually only have 1 week of early voting, numbers historically are going to be a little bit low. That's what we're expecting, but we're hoping that some of you guys we're being able to we are able to reach some of you guys out there, and we're hoping that you guys will get out and vote, because it's very important election. This will determine, the next 4 years actually. Being that we have 3 seats that are up. We have the mayor seat, we have the place 4 and place 2. Guys, those are 3 seats. Excuse me. Those are 3 seats. So if you take 5 seats, 3 seats out of 5, that's the majority. So right now, you could be voting towards the majority that's going to decide everything for the next 4 years having to do with the city of Eagle Pass. So it's a very important election. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to read a little introduction right now on, oh, you know what? Let's skip that. So let's discuss how or what you guys think is the best situation, best place right now. You have, again, I explained how we have three seats up for grabs. It's a very important election cycle. It only happens every 4 years here in the city of Eagle Pass. Every 4 years, the city of Eagle Pass has the three-seat cycle. The three-seat cycle is critical. It's critical, guys. Let me tell you why. Because that represents a majority. Now, every time, I know you guys have noticed this, when we have any kind of elections, whether it's the hospital district, whether it's the city, whether it's the county, you notice that they always have candidates running together or in unison or as a ticket. Okay. So that's not, anything that's not happening here. Almost every election that tends to happen, and the reason that that happens is because the people that combine together on the ticket, what they're trying to do is get more of leverage their running mate, which in that case, if you're running on a ticket together, you guys are running mates, right? So what they're trying to do is leverage that those three people or those other people, trying to leverage their votes. So it's like, let's say we have candidate A, candidate B, candidate C. Candidate A is going to be telling their people, hey, candidate B and C are running with me, so we need you to go out and vote for them. Candidate B is going to go out and tell their people, candidate A and C is running with me. Let's get our people to vote for them. And then candidate C is going to go out and tell their people, candidate A and B are running with me. Tell everybody they can vote for candidate A, candidate B, that they're running with me, and let's get us all three voted, right? So you'll have, for example, a mayor seat. You'll have a place, city council place 2 seat, a city council place 4 seat. And what the tendency that happens is that as soon as everything gets divided, people pick sides. And this, again, this is not anything unique to this race. This is actually very typical of many races, is because whenever you're running in a ticket, you attempt to leverage your running mates' votes as well. Something very typical that we tend to see here, especially in our community, and you can even see in a bigger scale with state and federal politics, that you typically will have a ticket, and whoever's the head of the ticket starts endorsing the lower candidates of the ticket. Yet what they're doing in actuality is leveraging those people's votes to vote up for the higher person ticket, and vice versa, right? It works both ways. So each candidate supports their running mate in hopes of leveraging votes towards them. And if you think about it, it's a smart way to run. And that's typically what we see down here, and what we see everywhere is you typically see that ticket where there's several people running together. Um, right off the bat, you did see the separation between the groups, with Monica Cruz, Jorge Sierra kind of teaming up into a group. You have not seen too much of Aaron Valdez with Elias Diaz, although today I did see a what are they called, a caravan. I did see a caravan while I was at the mall. I saw a caravan that were passing by, and both there were two candidates on those posters that I noticed, and that was that of Aaron Valdez and Elias Diaz. Um, we're waiting to see if we can get, again, guys. Okay, we got a Mary Kennedy. Ron Valdez is assuring us he's going to be here. He just sent us a message right now. All right, we're working with him. He's having a little trouble logging on, but we will have him on. All right, guys, we're gonna have Aaron Valdez soon. He's downloading the app here. We have to look for some new software because it seems that this one's a little difficult to add people on, but all right. Well, thank you guys for holding on. We're about to get candidate Aaron Valdez jumping on. Um, Aaron Valdez, he's running for mayor of Eagle Pass, Texas, in the election scheduled for Saturday, for May the 3rd. Again, early voting starts tomorrow, April 22nd, the whole week, including Saturday. And then we come back for the May 3rd election day. He is a lifelong resident of Eagle Pass. Valdez was born and raised here in Eagle Pass and has dedicated his life to public service, business innovation, and local leadership. His campaign is built around three core priorities: safety, streets, and jobs, each designated to address city's pressing needs while building a stronger, more self reliant community. For infrastructure, Valdez has outlined a Fix It Fast initiative that would prioritize repairing roads and sidewalks within 72 hours of a report. He supports modern construction standards for new developments and aims to improve drainage systems and sidewalk access to reduce flooding and enhance connectivity throughout neighborhoods. His infrastructure plan reflects a broader vision of Eagle Pass as a modern, walkable, and resilient city. Valdez holds a degree in mortuary science and is a business administration degree with a concentration in finance. He rejoined his family's funeral business before launching Smart Energy Solutions, Maverick County's first solar installation company, which created up to 70 local jobs. In public service, he served to bring the districts into financial stability without raising taxes. Under his leadership, the distinct expansion, healthcare access, and increased transparency. His candidacy has received strong support from current and former Eagle Pass leaders, current Mayor Orlando Salinas Jr., and six former mayors: Rodolfo Fito Barrera, Enrique Montalvo, Jesus Sanchez, Rogelio Flores, Jose Pepe Aranda, and Luis Cifuentes have endorsed Valdez for mayor, citing his leadership, financial expertise, and vision for Eagle Pass. Mayor Salinas specifically praised his steward and his of the hospital district and called Valdez a hard worker who delivers results. For more information on the Aron Valdez for Mayor campaign, you can visit his Facebook page, Aron Valdez for Mayor. Early voting begins tomorrow, Tuesday, April 22nd, at the Cruz Munoz Gymnasium, located at 2086 Roosevelt Drive in Eagle Pass, Texas. So we have Mayor candidate Aron Valdez joining us. We just gave a little intro with you. I know it was last minute. You had your own live going on, and we saw it was doing pretty good. We appreciate you jumping on, man.
Yes, no, thank you for having me, Mr. Reese. Yes, I mean, we were getting prepared for tomorrow. Huge day. Tomorrow we got to make sure we start with a bang, and I mean, we're basically barely finishing. I mean, it's trying to really have a good setup and a good start. So yes, tomorrow is early voting, first day.
Man, I have some questions here written, but I'm curious. How do you feel, man? Look, I'm going to give my honest assessment real quick. And I've seen, we've been watching all the campaigns as they're going by. You know, we've been watching all three campaigns for the mayor race, the city council, different races. And it just seems that you are one step ahead every single step of the way. I mean, you can turn left, there's Aron Valdez. You turn right, there's Aron Valdez. If you go straight, shit, there's Aron Valdez. And we're wondering how you're able to do that in this campaign, man. Just stay one step ahead. And you know, we want to ask a little more questions, but if you want to go ahead and answer that, we everybody wants to know the answer to
No,
that one.
and thank you for that, Mr. Reese. Honestly, Isaac, I mean, we've really when we decide to do something, or myself, my family, my wife, we go all in. Like it's not partial. It's really just family. Give me a second. I wasn't able to really set up. But yeah, like we go all in. Like we try to make sure we hit every single angle. We're very. My wife and I are very passionate about what we do for the community, but we're also pretty good at marketing. And if you have a good product, it basically markets itself. So I feel like, myself and my wife, we've done a good job serving the community. Like our resumes really sell themselves. So just have that, and then add being good at marketing, and it's been a great campaign. Like it really feels like we're actually just having fun and enjoying the moment, and at the same time always having the best interest of the community at heart, like we've always had. So yeah, I would say that's kind of like why we feel, and we do feel like we're like a step ahead in every angle of the campaign. So it's good. I mean it brings security, and our team feels always that we're just at the right moment, at the right time, at the right place.
No, man. I mean, I gotta be honest about it. I mean, that's the way it seems when we're looking at it from the outside in, and that's coming from somebody that, of course, I've been watching campaigns for a while. I've been seeing different types of campaigns, how people roll out in different positions, right? And it just seems that you are ahead every step of the way. Now, we recently had some accusations that were thrown out, and I think they continue to come out, and you know, I think that comes with the territory, right? And you haven't shied back, or you haven't backed down from addressing those situations. And I think that that really separates any candidate, not just you in particular, but any candidate that addresses any kind of, you know, accusations, assumptions that are out there in the public. Most recently, you know, we caught a live of you talking about accusations from Miss Diaz, who's an activist here in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, right? But you handled that very well, because you went ahead and you took it upon your hands to, you know, go and take a drug test that she was talking about. She was, you know, throwing accusations to see what stuck. You went out and you took this drug test. You know, even the lady that took the drug test, you know, came out in support, saying, you know, this man came, he delivered, he went to go show up for a drug test, he took his drug test, and the results are clear. I mean, they're there. The results are there. Do you have any comment about that
Yes, no,
situation?
no, definitely. So we've, you just mentioned like the fact that we've been running such a healthy campaign. We've gone to the debates, and either both debates at some point in time, um by the other opponents, they brought up that both debates were either orchestrated or organized by supporters of either or, but not me. But I went to the debates. I consistently have been running a very healthy campaign, and I feel like they had to start slandering and creating a smokescreen to deviate us from the path. And many people told me that I shouldn't have addressed what she was saying, because then I would just get in a little loop of he said, she said, and but I felt like I felt the need of, once my family gets thrown in the mix, once my business gets thrown in the mix, my personal life, my business, and I know, I mean, el que nada debe, nada teme. I have nothing to hide. I wouldn't be running for mayor at the age that I'm at. People could consistently see what I've done within the community. Um, I'm just shocked that they haven't mentioned the hospital district once. I mean, I'm running for a political position, and they haven't mentioned the hospital district once. So,
Yeah.
as a public servant, apparently they have nothing to say but how good of a work I've done. So they try to slander me within my business. They try to slander my personal life, and I had to respond because obviously my family is looking at these uh, print or either lives, and I mean they're like, Aaron, like, is your business okay? I'm like, yes. I mean, there's like no proof. So I had to address it, but I feel like I've already addressed it enough to be like, I'm not going to be fencing with someone that I know I'm not going to get any results. Unfortunately, I feel that she had some credibility in what she said, and I mean, I felt that she really, at some point, I was like, well, maybe she's bringing some truth and she's fighting for the people. But once you really start going after someone as she did against me, we are in a position that we're leaders within our community, and we have youths and children looking up to us. And for her to try to get rid of someone with a good resume as myself, trying to do a good job and running a clean campaign, that maybe people won't feel the necessity to like take that risk and run for something. You know, you might really make someone question uh, taking that huge leap in a huge position, and especially when you're lying. So I lost all the respect that I had for her. I lost. I mean, if I really no credit at this point. So it's a battle that I feel I won't pay attention to anymore. I feel we have a bigger battles within our community, like, you know, extortioning people into voting and letting the community know that everyone's vote is silent, and, you know, just making sure that no vote is being bought. And it's a different battle that I'm going to start focusing on my campaign on instead of what I've already done. But yes, I mean, it was entertaining. I won't lie. It was entertaining, but I feel that that's in the past, and I hope I've consistently proven the community that I'm here for them, and I'm as transparent as it gets. I'm not perfect, and we might do some lives, and my English might not be as good as my Spanish, or I might say a couple words but I'm human. But this is a human that you'll get that is transparent and honest.
No, yeah, and that's awesome, man, and that's real, and I think that that's what more than anything people are looking for in the community, and not just our community. I think everywhere is that they're looking for somebody they can relate to and someone that they can connect with, because sometimes our politicians, I won't be shy to say, they get to a level where they're just unreachable, right? and it's coming in with a different, fresh attitude. The way you're bringing your campaign in, being able to communicate with everybody, reaching out to everybody, and maintaining that ability to connect with you. I believe that
Yes.
it goes a long way.
Yes,
Uh,
I had the mayor of El Sabinan come down to Eagle Pass, and he's 26.
oh, wow.
You know, he's a young mayor in Sabinan, and he loves how we're running the campaign. So I'm glad that a lot of people are looking to our campaign, and we want to make sure that we are exposing a good relationship, my wife and myself, as myself as an elected official, her as a businesswoman, but promoting a good, healthy lifestyle. But at the same time, being out there as a political figure, and letting people know that they can reach out and we could, try to help as any way, shape, or form that we can.
Yeah, absolutely. You've spoken about attracting new businesses by improving safety and infrastructure. What specific industries or types of businesses are you hoping to bring here to Eagle Pass?
I mean, we need good paying jobs. Isaac. That's where we really need to focus on. We industrial jobs within our community. I feel that now that Eagle Pass is growing exponentially, we just need to bring the maquilas. I mean, we have some, but Eagle Pass again has so much potential that we need to branch out and really make it seem. But we have to. I see that we have to focus on public safety. We have to create a good infrastructure. We still have a lot of traffic. If we, I mean, how they say, if you built it, they will come. So we have to make Eagle Pass attractive. We have to make sure that uh, industries from not from Eagle Pass look at Eagle Pass and see that we're investing in public safety, our streets, and they will come. So we got to make sure that we take care of traffic, that we have a good infrastructure where that I see that affecting us quite a bit because we have, for example, we have 3 fire stations, and we have fire department of Eagle Pass taking care of the county, taking care of the Hilo tribe, and taking care of Eagle Pass, and that's pretty difficult, man. I mean, for what they're getting, it's just and then having traffic in the mix, it's something we really have to pay attention to now, especially as we're growing, because we are growing. We have to look at neighboring towns, metropolitan towns that have already been developed, and seeing what route to take. But take the initiative now to have a good plan and execute the plan.
No, yeah, absolutely. So you helped the Maverick County Hospital District to financially stabilize without raising taxes. What were the
Yes.
key decisions that led to that success, and how would you apply that experience as mayor?
One, I think that I have to put it out there. The only interest that I had at the hospital district was Maverick County. So I first have to say that me personally, the interest Alpha was Maverick County. But give me a second. I feel that fortunately, Isaac, that I feel that every single board member had the same feeling. We had Maverick County's interest at heart before anything else, and we had a common view. Alpha, stop, please. And we focused on the community and the best way to diversify and not just depend on one one section of what we can do at the hospital district. So by diversifying and looking at other areas of opportunity, we were able to bring different sources of revenue. And by that, while still maintaining the same amount of specialists within our community, we were able to even lower taxes, which we did. And it's keeping a good eye on our CEO, but at the same time, letting them work or letting her work, and not telling her or him who to hire. Just like putting that leap of faith on who's managing our city or who's managing our hospital district.
Yeah, the sound went out. All right, guys. I think Aaron is gonna hop on right now. He got disconnected real quick, but don't go anywhere. He's probably popping out and then popping back in real quick. We got a couple more questions for him. There you go. You hear us? Oh, you can't hear me? Let's see here. Hmm. Let's see here. Everything's good on my end. I don't see. Yeah, let me see if I remove you. All right, guys, hold on real quick. Having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll bring back out on real quick to finish our interview, our last couple of questions we have for him here. We see him blinking in and blinking out. Let's see. Okay. All right, guys, hold on real quick. Don't go anywhere. We'll see if we can get Mr. Valdez back on here. All right, give us a second, guys. Hey, I don't know. Did you get a car or what? Yeah. No. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's do that. I'll go ahead and wrap it up here, and we'll continue tomorrow. I'll tell everybody we'll continue tomorrow with you. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll be down for that one. But yeah, let me go ahead and finish this. But we'll catch up tomorrow. All right. All right, man. Thank you. All right. Okay. Bye bye. All right, guys. So we had some technical difficulties. We're not going to be able to continue with our interview with Aron, but we do have a promise that we'll have him on tomorrow. And tomorrow, he mentioned a very interesting conversation that he wants to have. So, guys, stick with us tomorrow. Stop by. Make sure you like this, share this, and click the little bell so you get notifications as soon as we come on live. We have some pretty big news that we were just told by Mayor candidate Aron Valdez that he is going to want to let out tomorrow, and he'll continue our interview with us tomorrow. So you guys are not going to want to miss that interview. It's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be interesting, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. Let me tell you. So, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you guys joining us for our two interviews. One with Jessica Ray Ramon, who's running for City Council, Place 4, and with Mayor candidate Aron Valdez. He promises us to finish up tomorrow, but he does have a certain conversation that he wants to have and discuss with everybody in the community tomorrow. So you guys stick with us. Make sure you stick with us for all the live coverage of these city elections. We'll be keeping you informed, and we'll let you know each and every day what the vote count is and all the news coming from and through these elections that are about to take place for city council. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. You have a nice night. Hope you everybody enjoyed their Easter vacation. I know I did. Um, Hope you guys are with your loved ones. Take care. Thank you for joining us here on the Maverick Times podcast. Isaac Reese, I'm out.